So here we come to the final foundation of mindfulness, which in Pali is called Dhammanusati, which is mindfulness of Dhammas, or contemplation of Dhammas, contemplation of the nature of the way things are, contemplation of the Tao, contemplation of the laws of nature. And it comes last. It doesn't come at the beginning. We want to contemplate the way things are straight away. You think, well, I'm going to tell you how it is, and then you're going to consider it. You can't really consider these things without doing this prior work of establishing a contemplative space. A contemplative space requires moving through these foundations of mindfulness. Otherwise, it's not really anchored, it's not really grounded. We get grounded through going to the body, going to Vedana, cessation, and then beginning to establish the heart's connection to the totality that is the luminous and unbound Citta. Now, if we start talking to you about meeting Jesus on the road, or meeting the radiant Buddha, or you and the Great Spirit are one, etc., 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 and you haven't really done this work, you haven't really dropped this anchor, then you can get very excited about all of this, and you can, in some sense, perhaps intuit that yes, it's true, and I'm at one with all things. But you're not really at one with all things because you haven't really realized it. You've glimpsed it, but you've not integrated it. So this is the work of deep integration, and this is the work of a very grounded approach to spirituality. Ultimately, it leads to non-conceptual direct experience. So there's no positioning left in it. There's no views and opinions left in it. It becomes self-evident. It becomes fulfillment in and of itself. Therefore, there's no impulse, no motivation to assert, to search. It's the end of searching. Done is what needs to be done. There is no more becoming for me. This is the statement that the disciples used to make in the scriptures. And becoming is what we do when we need to add something more to what is. When there's no need to add more to what is in this moment, when this moment is complete, then there's no impulse to become. So this is very much about the end of becoming. Bhava Tanha it's called. And Vibhava Tanha is the opposite of that, which is the impulse to get rid of. But we'll leave the discussion of that in more detail to another time. So having established this fourth foundation, we've gone through the previous three. So we're in a position then to contemplate Dhammas. We're in a position then to take what's listed here on this page, take these teachings, and then begin to review them. We can take the idea of dis-ease. We can view and review the experience of disease in the light of this deeper perspective and see what our relationship to it. We can see what our habitual relationship to it has been, and then we can begin to see what our new options are, what wisdom brings to the table, what the perspective of wisdom brings to the table, and how that relationship, for example, to disease can be radically changed. And the same applies to all of the other teachings, the 7 factors of enlightenment, the 5 spiritual powers, the 4 radiances of the heart, the mechanisms of desire, the 4 noble truths, and on and on and on. All of those teachings, which, as I have said, I believe are woven into the fabric of the universe, start to work in a way that is free from confirmation bias, free from personal point of view. Rather, the universe starts to reveal its contemplative nature, and we are now a member of the orchestra. We are now in the orchestra pit, and we are playing and being played and in tune with all of it. Just leave it at that for now. But the 4th foundation of mindfulness means you have acquired the skills, you're qualified and equipped to really set sail alone into the ocean of being.